What more is there to say about Obamacare? The Congressional Budget Office figures the Affordable Health Care Act is going to cost America 2.5 million jobs. Part of the law keeps changing and getting delayed at the president's whim. And, of course, then you have this.
If you like your health care plan, you'll be able to keep your health care plan. Period.
Well, it turns out that over 6 million people and counting have lost their plan under Obamacare. Congresswoman Blackburn, you have worked in this area. You're from a state that tried something at the state level like this called TennCare.
That's right. And
you've experienced it.
We have experienced it firsthand, and I think that's why Tennesseans did not want to do the Medicaid expansion, and it's also why they have said, you need to do everything you can to delay it, to repeal it, and to replace it. And my across-state line purchase of health insurance bill is one of those options for replacement. And we have the American Healthcare Reform Act, which is a comprehensive replacement for Obamacare. It includes portability and across-state line purchase and insurance accountabilities and the opportunity for small businesses and individuals to experience that healthcare insurance deductibility just like big businesses do. It addresses medical malpractice reform. And guess what? It puts the emphasis on the patient and their doctor. And we like that. Gives them control.
Actually, let the doctor make the medical decision.
That's right.
But before I throw the panel into this, I want to just make the point that Republicans are going to come out pretty good this year because people are so unhappy with Obamacare.
That's right.
But in the long term, Republicans can't win just because the Democrats fumble the ball. They've got to pick it up and carry it to the goal line. So you mentioned one thing. Are there other ways the Republicans can pick up this fumble, take it to the goal line, and win on the issue, not just of being against Obamacare, but on real reform?
Absolutely there is. And what we want to do is make certain that we are talking about not only health insurance but health care delivery and having that accessible in local communities, underserved communities. I was in some of my rural counties in Tennessee this week, and it is amazing. Because of the Obamacare rules, people are losing insurance. Insurance costs have gone up sometimes as much as 700%. Hospitals cannot get reimbursement. Well, all of that means access is cramped. You might have that insurance card, but it does not mean that you have access to the doctor and to the care that you need. And we're really seeing access to care compromised.
Sammy, let me ask you, many of the Hispanic community are either Catholic or they are evangelical. Are there pieces of Obamacare that are so offensive to them that this could be a turning point in that community's vote?
There's three components. First, the idea of any funding that terminates life in the womb. It's morally reprehensible and egregious to the community. Second, even the growth of government. There's this thing about American exceptionalism. There's no argument. There really is. It's this radical idea that one of my mentors once gave me, which is real simple. It's God over man and man over government. There's a limited amount of space. If government grows, man and God have to move out of the way. So I do believe in limited government. And in that context, this is what I preach to my congregation. Uncle Sam may be our uncle, but he will never be our Heavenly Father. So this uber dependency on government to solve all of our problems, including our health care issues, I do believe it should be more in the states. Pre-existing conditions, as an evangelical Christian, as a Christian, I do believe it's something that we are morally compelled to support. And I do want all Americans to have health care, but not on the backs of multiple generations and not increasing the size of government.
David?
One of the areas where the Republicans and the federal government need to go to is we started by the president's approach, and we seem to be fighting against his approach, health care for all. If we have a problem using the Democrats' numbers that there are 40 million uninsured in this country, and by the way, the CBO since day one has said that down the road there'll still be 30 million uninsured. Why aren't we looking at policies that help the 40 million and at the same time looking at things we can do with portability, with advancing the number of doctors, nurse practitioners, health savings accounts to fix the problems with
Right.
insurance and providers for the ones that have it already. So the Republicans need to look at the governorships. Look at the governors. We have 29 governors. Look at those states. Find localized solutions. You may need to have sunsetted private-public partnerships for people who need health care, who have pre-existing. But you're not going to do it by not focusing on the people with the problem, not on the rest of the country.
Well, I think in the reality is that health care is ultimately the responsibility of the individuals.
Exactly.
They've got to take some responsibility. You'll never be able to spend our way into healthy behavior, and that's a part of it, is making it so that the doctors and the patients are the ones who are in the transaction, not third-party people paying, third-party people making the decisions. Because when you remove both the patient and the doctor, no wonder you end up with such a mess.
responsibility, personal
responsibility, indeed. All right, well, coming up, diversity in the Republican Party. And this is one of the things we've heard from Mark Hodge. He writes on Facebook, a good friend of mine sees the entire party as racist. I'm considered the exception to her mindset. So why does Mark's friend see it that way? That's what we'll talk about next.